I'm Carlos Gimenez. I'm the mayor of Miami-Dade County. A regular day for me is irregular. Every day is different. There's no set pattern for it. I meet with my directors. I meet with my deputy mayors. I have people, corporations, again, persons that they want to see me concerning a wide variety of things. Miami-Dade County is this government in this county is in charge of so many things that a day here is filled with different things. We run the largest police department in the Southeast United States. We run the largest fire department in the Southeast United States. We run the two leading economic generators, the airport and the seaport of Miami-Dade County. We have juvenile justice department. We have jails. I mean, there's so many things here. Economic development, everything that happens, and that's what makes this job really, for me, very interesting and really cool. I can't really tell you I have something I like the least. I mean, even the things that are difficult for me are challenging, and I kind of like challenges. And the part I like about my job, that it is so different every day, that as mayor, I have influence over so many different aspects of what happens here in Miami-Dade County, and also I also work with such great people. We really have really good people here, and so the good part about working here is I get to work with really good people, very interesting in all the subject matters that come before us, and then finally getting things accomplished and doing it the right way. And be a good steward of the people's money. I mean, that's what makes the job fun. And then the things that are challenging is always in everything that we do, every decision that we make, there's 20–30% of the people that may not like that decision. That's the challenging part of how to either convince them or get things accomplished. Knowing that we have to deal with that. I really don't concentrate on that. I mean, I just, what's tough and what's not tough. It was easier for me to transition into the mayor's position because of my experience as a city manager. And this is a strong mayor position here, one of maybe 2 or 3 in the entire county. I think the mayor of Hialeah may be a strong mayor, where we are actually the manager and the political figure at the same time. The most difficult aspect of me was actually transitioning to the political side. But I had learned that as a commissioner. So knowing that, yes, I'm the manager of the county, that was, that's something that I had experience in. The now leader of the county as the mayor, the political leader of the county, was a little something that I had to, grow into through the years. Well, we determined that was the best solution because all you have to do is look around the country and look around the world of what is happening. Obviously, up in Broward County, we had an active shooter, that killed, over a dozen children. We cannot have that here in Miami-Dade. In Paris, you had some gunmen go into a nightclub and shoot down, over 100 people, I believe. And then the incident that happened in Orlando. You can't. The old way of doing things, where you would contain the situation and then have special response people unite, get together, assess the situation, and then go in and take care of it, it's no longer appropriate. You have to take aggressive action immediately. You have to have people on the streets all the time that are trained for that, equipped for that, so that you mitigate the loss of life as much as possible. Yeah, when I was I was a firefighter with the city of Miami, but my primary time in the city when I was on the road was actually as a paramedic. And the Miami Police Department wanted to have paramedics with them on their entry team, so that if one of their officers got shot, there would be immediate medical attention. So they formed SWAT medics, and I was one of the first 10 original SWAT medics in the nation. That, for me, was a very interesting experience. We actually had to train, we had to qualify as SWAT team members, the same as the police. So we were a member of the team, although I was also medically trained. And so, I mean, I was akin to a corpsman, I guess, in the Army. And so, yeah, I know about police operations, SWAT operations, because I was part of the SWAT team in the city of Miami for about 4 or 5 years, late 70s, early 80s. Very interesting times in the city of Miami. The reason that I don't want to do, that's a 20-mile stretch. and it's very expensive. It will take up 73% of the capacity that we have for the next 40 years. Bus rapid transit, the problem with bus rapid transit is the word bus. People don't really understand, most people don't understand what bus rapid transit really is. It is rail-like stations. The buses will come in and open up on sideways. You walk in, you prepay, just like a rail station. It has limited stops, just like a rail corridor. And then it has preemption and arm gates to make sure that the vehicles can go through and not have to stop at any red lights. And so, for all intents and purposes, it is rail, but it is on rubber tires. The capacity may be a little bit smaller with BRT, but in terms of the passenger themselves, the experience that they get, it's as close to rail as it can be. Time-wise, it's the same as rail, but the expense is, on the infrastructure side, is 1/4, and on the operations and maintenance is half of what a at-grade rail to Florida City would cost. I think, well, the future holds the promise of many new technologies to solve our mobility options, and so I'm not stuck in just the present. We want to construct BRT down the South Dade Busway because it's something that we can do right away. What is going to happen in the future, how the people of Miami-Dade County are going to be moving around in the future, is a mixture of all different kinds of ways to move around. And technologies that haven't even been developed yet will be part of the norm in the next 10, 15, 20 years. And so when I look at the future, I can't say, will there ever be another metro rail, elevated metro rail? It's doubtful because of the extreme costs associated with. Will there be other commuter rails? Yeah, I can see one on the Northeast Corridor right now. I mean, the infrastructure is already there. We have passenger rail that's on there. We need to activate that particular line right away and establish commuter rail right there. So if you're asking for rail, additional rail, right there you have it. And the other corridors, then we will see, the studies will come out and determine what's the best modality for each corridor. Ford, we've had a partnership with Ford for some time. They're actually mapping all of Miami-Dade County as we speak to get ready for the day when the autonomous vehicles come. And what you'll see first is you'll see autonomy on highways because it's much easier to automate them, and then afterwards they'll transition to autonomous vehicles on the streets. That'll take a little bit more time, but when I say a little bit more time, I'm not talking 15, 20 years. I'm talking 5, 10-year time period for when you're going to see a lot of autonomous vehicles on the streets of our town. That will also change not only the way we get around, but also how the kind of money that we spent on transportation. I expect transportation costs actually to go down in the future as we share vehicles versus owning vehicles with the autonomous vehicles. So there's a whole slew of stuff coming down that I know is coming down because I'm privy to some of this information, but a lot of people may not know it or may not believe it because they say, well, they've always told us that this is coming, et cetera. A lot of this stuff is coming a lot quicker than people think.